at all. So it's been unperfect for sure. And this is something that myself and Paul and a few others have been talking about is that we do have a new system. I'm not going to go into details yet. We do have a new system that I would describe as being probably, oh, maybe even 90 to 95% approved from a design standpoint. And so we're getting fairly close, maybe even within a few days or weeks of some implementation time happening on an internal build, which would be a complete replacement for the Ghost Heat system.
Oh shit.
And I guess what I'd say is to players is that I think it's better. I think it's way more all-encompassing. It's kind of a prototype of something that has been kind of swimming around in our heads for, the various heads of maybe 2, 3, 4 different individuals for quite a while now, maybe even 6 months or more. And I think it's a better replacement. I think it better encompasses what we're trying to
What is it?
accomplish.
Can I ask Russ? What is it better at compared to Ghost?
Sorry?
What is it specific? Can you at least dive in? Because people are. What is it better
does it
at?
improve?
Yeah, I mean, what is it? You don't have to go into details, but what is it better as far as
Well,
compared
I
to?
think
Target
it's better
acquired.
at. Okay, so I mean, there could be some people that
New
disagree with
target
this, of course, and
acquired.
there will be. But what we're trying to combat, what we think creates fun
New
gameplay,
target
and also
acquired.
creates much more balanced gameplay across all different 60 plus
New target
chats in
acquired.
MechWarrior is to say, okay, we don't like necessarily 6, 7 minute matches. We don't like,
Target
54
acquired.
damage,
Artillery strike online.
alphas going off non-stop. That was the initial notion. There's a lot of people saying, hey, I don't like cresting the hill and being killed in one shot. The beef is going off with the dire star.
Acquired.
The beef, that is
Thanks, bro.
change.
Why you gotta bring it up? Why you gotta bring it?
It's not fun. I mean, as
Too
much
soon.
as
Acquired.
I think the Alpha Strike is very much a part of MechWarrior, but it's based on lore, it should be a very rare occurrence. I'm sorry, all you quote unquote comp players. You shouldn't be firing off alphas every time you shoot, or every second time you shoot, or third time you shoot. It should be, maybe every
Artillery
match
strike
or
online.
you shoot off a couple alphas, right? And I think most people would agree with that. And the existing heat skill system didn't capture that very well, especially over time, right? Especially as the mechs and the mechs we released and the builds and everything evolved, it didn't keep up with that very well at all. And so we have a new system. I'm not going to go into it right now. It's too early. It's going to encompass that much better so that, you can shoot off that big alpha depending on the size of your alpha,
New target
maybe
acquired.
much, less frequently. And I think players are going to be able
Echo,
to,
open side torso, center torso.
let's say, for example, that we say,
Target
we really
destroyed.
want that,
New
that
target
alpha to
acquired.
be around 30 points of damage or something. Maybe you can shoot off that 30 points of damage alpha, every X seconds. X, and I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to any more define than that. And, if you have a 54 point alpha, then, you're not going to shoot that off as frequently as a guy shooting a 30-point alpha. So that's the thing that this is going to compensate for. And I do believe that it's going to be fun. I do think it's going to be,
Artillery
it's
strike
going to
online.
increase time to kill. It's going to increase the time of the matches. It's going to increase that feeling of, chipping away at an enemy, the battle of attrition.
They're gonna come from behind, Crab.
That feeling that I think the game used to have in the beginning more, where you watched people kind of do this slow dance of death around each other and blow off an arm and blow off an arm here, and kind of like chipping away at each other rather than just like, I see you, I alpha you, you melt, you die.
New target
So
acquired.
anyhow, don't take any of the numbers I said here as like that's the numbers it's going to be. It's not going to be that, but it's going to be a better
New
system.
target
It's going to be
acquired.
something that actually the problem is it's gonna encompass the problem. It's gonna encompass the whole, you know, system of the game rather than
No
affect
target acquired.
these builds but not affect these builds, if that makes sense. And I know to all of you guys have been playing for a long time, that does make sense. It's actually gonna, you know, impact everything in every
New
build
target
equally.
acquired. Artillery strike online.
Russ, quick question, a follow-up to
Target
this.
acquired.
Obviously, there's some concern in chat regarding how this applies and will
New
affect the
target
tournament.
acquired.
Do we have an ETA? Is this
Artillery
going to be
strike
something that's going into the
activated.
tournament build as well as
Well,
the live
yeah,
build?
I would suggest that those, you know, those people that are worried about the tournament build, I would suggest there's almost zero chance this will go into the tournament build.
New
All right.
I mean,
target
I'd be
acquired.
shocked if this goes in the tournament build because timing is like, we're just now getting to a point where it's like, you know, we're ready to start
Target
building this
destroyed.
system. So, you know, my
I'm
guess would be
fucked.
like maybe by, you know, sometime in like April or May, we have some public test builds that people
Oh,
start
good, I'm
playing,
not
and then maybe
stuck.
by this middle of summer, we have
Sometimes when I
something
fall
we're
down here,
thinking
I'm
about,
stuck.
you know,
but here
getting the
at 4 to
public to
2
play
now.
and release. So no, there's almost no chance that something like this will make itself into a tournament build. You know, it'd be cool if it could, of course. I think it's going to change gameplay significantly, but no, I just have to be patient in this case. It's going to have to, you don't have to wait. You know? So if I had to guess, I would think summertime. You know, June is
All right.
kind of like the earliest we'd see something like this.
So remember, guys, that the tournament build, that they're building servers specifically for the tournament build, or for the tournament, and they will be locked down. So once those tournament servers go live, new patches won't be affected necessarily. So, yeah, that was exactly the answer I think people
I mean,
wanted.
before you go into that, what you just announced, Russ, is
It's
fucking
freaking
huge.
Yeah.
Like that is game altering, like across the board on so many levels. I mean, the first thing, I have a question, maybe you can answer. One of the biggest complaints with Ghost Heat is that the term itself, Ghost, it's not really displayed to the player. The system you're talking about, is that something